Hello everyone and welcome back to Renowned Explorers International Society. We're going to go back to the Emperor's Challenge after our random run last time. Let's start a new game here and see what we have. Okay, the daily challenge for today, June 10th, is Research Collector and True Grit. That sounds interesting. In fact, that seems like a challenge I'd really like, but I'm going to go with the other one unless it's something really terrible, because I just did 2 runs in a row that involved getting lots of research, and I don't really think it makes good viewing to do that too often in a row. But this one sounds really interesting. True Grit is an easy one to upgrade as long as you have a scout, and that would be very easy to do with like Padrino or Kiwi, someone who has a scientific ability. Padrino has Survivalist and Kiwi has Survivalist as well. Both of them would be fine, and I believe Molly learns... Nope, never mind, it's not Molly. Who is it? Someone else has a... Not Hojo, he is the athlete for secondary. Engineer would be fine. I guess it's those two. If you take one of these two, give him boots, or you could take Fei Lin and give her boots, but she doesn't really learn a scientific ability either. Engineering would give you some study, but not as much as like Survivalist would. Alright, with that said, let's start this. Okay, to clear our selections and look at the weekly challenge. Devious Champion and Gold Collector, that's right, I did look at this one just briefly. Might be more interesting. Devious Champion, we've done several Devious ones lately, but not as many as we've done research. And Gold Collector is nice. Gather as much gold as possible. Now I've mentioned before, I've been trying to win runs with some captains that I've never won runs with before. I did a run with Kiwi, and I did a run with Molly. Was that it? I did a run with Min-jeong, but I don't think we won that. Is that correct? Oh, I don't remember. 1 second. I will check this. I can check it. You won't see anything going on there because I'm in an alternate tab, but I'm just checking to see which champions I have. Or not champions. Wow. No. Which characters, which captains I have not won with. I have not won with Errol. I have not won with Hattis. Fei Lin, I did not win with Min-jeong. Okay. I've never won with Hojo, of course, because I haven't even unlocked him as a captain. I haven't won with Wang Yu. And that's it. Okay. So the 3 new ones, Hattis and Errol. Okay, so I had it correct actually. I was right on. All right, so let's look at Hattis and Errol to see if either of them have an ability that might help us here. Gain 3 collect per level of rogue in your crew. Hey, there we go. That's a gold collector challenge. How about Errol? Earl. Oh, wait, you know, I'm not on, I wasn't on captain. That makes that hard. Plus 10 collect at the start of an expedition. Gain plus 2 insight if you end an expedition with 50 collect or more. That could be helpful here. I mean, very helpful if we are trying to get that many. It's very hard to get 50, but we might be able to do it. And Earl, 6 collect whenever you complete a research paper. Alright, so actually both of those would help out with this. But this is also a Devious Champion one. So which of these work well with a Devious crew? Well, the game claims that both of them do. I would tell you that neither of them do. Earl has a Strike of Fear, which is decent. It stuns non-boss characters. It's a decent range ability. Not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. He has Experimentation, which is not the best AoE in the world, but it is an AoE, but it's aggressive. And then we have Hattis, who has, in my opinion, one of the best AoEs in the game, possibly only outranked by Adreno and Harry, with a Piercing Shot. Great ability. And she doesn't get any Devious abilities whatsoever. She gets Focus, which does increase her speech power by 80%, but that's it. He does get an ability here to gain plus 6 attack while the attitude of the battle is Devious. which is nice, but that still means she's using attack. Still, Earl starts with 25 speech, and Hattie starts with 27. And we have an engineer that can learn survivalist versus a quick thinker that can learn engineer. So engineer either way. So survivalist versus quick thinker. Oh. My main problem with Earl is that, even though I think he's probably the better choice here, my main problem with him is that he works better if you are also getting a lot of study. And we just talked about, we may not want to go that route because we've just had several ones in a row that focus on getting a lot of study. We really want to focus on getting a lot of gold if we're going to do that, even though it's a secondary challenge. But Hatise is just not very good as a Deeds character. This is not her thing. Tech experiment, extra collect and study per level engineer, and extra speech for quick thinkers, which would be nice because she will be a quick thinker. She is a level 2 quick thinker already, just from the start, isn't she? Yeah, she is. And +2 collect when spending insight with a level 2 quick thinker. So there is that. She'll be better at spending insight for collect, which is very nice. Okay, let's say for a minute that we will take Hatise. Who else do we want? We want people who are going to work well in a devious team, because Hatise is relatively weak. So, min-jeong would be good. You know, we could always just take min-jeong as a captain if she's decent at collect. I don't know if she is. No. Stuff upgrades for discovery. That's not good for collect. How about the new characters? I haven't actually looked at them yet for their bonuses. Once you've acquired +5 encounter, +2 study, and +2 collect whenever you succeed on the adventure wheel. To me, that is a very, very weak bonus. I just don't like it. They fail in. +5% renown from A-rank treasures. Not good. And we can't even look at Hojo's because we haven't completed enough expeditions with the character to unlock him as a captain. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Hatise. And who do we want to take to round out our crew? Min-jeong is an excellent devious character. Just incredible. This tearjerker ability is insanely strong. She's a level 2 archaeologist right off the bat, and she can learn to be a diplomat, which is very, very nice. That may be a way to go. Who like min-jeong? Who like min-jeong? Just not for her captain perk in this particular situation. How about our third person? Well, let's see. Someone else who can be devious, obviously. We already have a scientist and a scout. We could grab a fighter. Might be nice. Are there any fighters that work particularly well in a devious crew? Wang Yu's not bad. Not bad at all. Engineer and tactician. We already have Hatise who can learn to be an engineer. Han Pete, I've been told. Han Pete, I don't believe is a good choice for a devious crew. He is decent. He gets a noticeable attack, which is nice. Dolores is great in a devious crew because of Primal Roar. I do like her in a devious crew. He is a quick thinker as well, and Hatise is already there, so that's a little bit of a waste. And Victor is friendly and aggressive, according to this. Yeah, okay. We already have a speaker, but you know what? Yvonne, we have not used in a while. She is an extremely strong devious character. Can become a beguiler, can become a rogue. Very, very strong group insult and deride. 2 specialty devious attacks, which is very, very good. Yeah, because we could just level Min-jeong as an archaeologist and not use her diplomat perks. She works really well with secrets, which is unfortunate. So we're not going to get a lot of secrets. Just checking to see if any other of the speech characters work better with gold. But it doesn't appear so. +1 treasure hunt when a level 2 diplomat spends insight in London. That's pretty good. But... yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that would work. The extra treasure hunt would be very, very nice. If we got it early. He's not nearly as good devious. Oh, actually, I take that back. I did not realize that. Charles has group insult and a ride, which is the same as Yvonne. Oh, yeah, never mind. He's just as good as Yvonne. And actually has better speech to start than she does. I'm kind of surprised, because I always think of Yvonne as being one of the strongest, like, point-for-point power characters in the speaker tree. But Charles apparently has her matched, if not beat. Huh. I guess that was just a, that was just wrong on my part to think that. Oh, you know what? That's why. Gains extra speech on Yvonne and Sadden. She gets a double attack on her speech at level 2. Or level 3. Sorry, level 3. Very early in the game for that. Most characters, if they ever get this, which not a lot of them don't, if they ever get this ability, get it closer to the last level down here. She gets it early, which makes her extremely strong. I'm spending a lot of time on this. And I probably shouldn't be. Okay, let's go with this crew. Atis, Min-jeong, and Yvonne. And see what happens. See what happens. Alright, let's go. Random starter, no, we're gonna do Saxon Kings. Adventure like always, and classic like always. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Very mixed crew, let's put it that way. Not in terms of what they can do, they can all be devious, but just in terms of how they look and their personalities. This is it, we accept the Emperor's challenge, let's... Ooh. No tutorial. And there is our destination. And let's start with something interesting, something odd. You see a giant tunnel entrance, okay. A machine drill powered by steam. It seems to be a prototype and is broken, but contains cutting-edge technology that can be harvested. And whoever does it will gain engineer steam engines. Now, the person to give this to would be Atis, because she can learn to be a engineer just by herself. So, even though she's going to fail, she'll still gain the perk, which is what's important to the moment. And you can see up here, by the way, we do have our starting collect from Atis's captain perk. Alright, so she becomes the expert in steam engines. Very good. Don't be sad. That was good. Get some gold here. To help a farmer. Yes, we'll help with a farmer. And he will give us a little bit of profit, and he'll tell other people about how nice we are. Hopefully this is our treasure hunt. I would like to see that. Yep, the hidden hoard. Excellent. And we'll take a lot of gold. And let's see. Well, this could be all sorts of challenges. Could be nature challenge, could be cultural, or wits. See what it is. A Saxon castle. Alright. Open the gate to it. And there's all sorts of doors. What kind of door do we want? How about the throne room? Physical challenges. Okay, we don't have a good physical challenge person. Never mind. Catacombs. Scientific measurements. We could be okay with that with Min-jeong. Yeah, 80% chance. Okay. Yeah, 25% from the archaeologist, 25% from a scientist in our group. Ooh, okay, I thought we might fail anyway. Not that it would have been a big deal, but... Okay, a door has been chosen. We have a 75% chance of the catacomb. Nope, we got the throne room, but we got some valuables, so that's fine. Min-jeong wears the king's mantle and is giving orders, which Yvonne follows. Hatisse, on the other hand, takes the mantle and says there's going to be one ruler, and that's the leader. We'll take the mantle. Let's see what it gives us here. 10 to 15 gold from treasure hunt. All speakers gain +5 speech. That is really nice. Now, we only have one speaker in our crew, but +10 speech for Yvonne right off the bat? I'm not going to argue with that. That takes her from her 27 to 37? Ah, that's great. We're going to take that right away. It probably hasn't updated yet. No, they usually take a second to update. But let's do our campfire. See what we get. Yvonne's fame. Journalists interview Yvonne, and one crew member evaluates her responses. +25 renown every time you recruit a journalist helper. Now again, we're in Emperor's Challenge. We don't care that much about renown. So if there was a better option, we'll go with it. But this is here. Eureka, 3 insight. Okay. Choose a level 3 Beguiler to gain +4 campaign of Beguiler spins. We currently have a level 2 Beguiler, so we can't do that yet. And campaign. We'll definitely throw that away. We should probably keep this just because it's really good, even though it's campaign instead of gold. Hold on to it. We're going to throw away the 3 insight, I think, for now. And we'll play Yvonne's fame. Even here in the Saxon Grave Islands, some journalists still try tirelessly to get an interview. This one has been admirably tenacious, and Yvonne decides to give an interview while the crew rests. The journalist is grateful and bombards Yvonne with questions about her life in the Canadian Special Forces, her acting career, and of course, about the crew. What's it like to work with common explorers? What are the dynamics in this crew? Now Yvonne, personality-wise, would probably say something more like this, but let's not get off on the wrong foot here. These people are as brave and skilled as I am. I see. Of course you need equally capable companions if you want to succeed out here. I can spot their strength and wit in one glance. Impressive. As the interview wraps up, one crew member is particularly delighted with Yvonne sharing the spotlight, and that's gotta be Min-jeong. I mean, Min-jeong is a diplomat herself. She's from the Korean court, and she's a distinguished bureaucrat. So she's gonna appreciate that. Okay, we got a journalist. Very nice, and some renown. Let's see what kind of buff we got there from Yvonne. 10% speech power. Very nice. And there is her 37 now. Awesome. Okay, that's going to be really helpful later. Let's continue. You hear shouting and screaming. 2 thieves are running from an mob, but you are blocking the path, and one of the thieves asks to bribe us. Do we take the one collect? No, we're going to stop them. We get more gold in the end from getting the encounter tokens than we would from the one collect anyway. Alright, now we actually get more tokens for solving aggressive, but we have Devious Champion, and we can't let that pass. Now we do have Pain Absorber. I don't know if we'll be able to get that or not. And less attack damage. We don't have anyone with a lot of armor. No, Yvonne has the most at 11, which is not much. So we'll just try to end this deviously and move on with our lives. Right. Oh, the 25 grit from that as well, which is going to be helpful. And we'll see what Min-jeong can do here. Can't quite take him out. Probably should have focused everyone on one of them in retrospect. But it is early in the game. They shouldn't be able to take out any of my characters, even with 2 hits. And this gives us a chance for Pain Absorber, technically. No, we're not going to get Pain Absorber. That did 19 damage. We could have tried to lower their attack, but I don't think I have any Devious moves that do that. Nope. In fact, this is actually a problem, and I didn't think about this. Every one of our characters has Sadden as their Devious attack. That is not good. If we ever run into a character that is immune to Sadden, we are going to have to fall back on alternative abilities. And that could go poorly for us. On the other hand, the main character that I've had trouble with in the past in Devious crews, which is the Titan is not immune to Sadden. He's immune to Terrify and Enrage. So, there's that, I guess. Alright, we got our 2 encounter tokens, and we got some extra campaign. And Hatisse leveled up already. Engineer Piloting or Quick Thinker Nimble? I think I'll take the Piloting. Well, Quick Finger gives speech though, which is nice. I believe the grappling hook gives Nimble, which is why I am hesitating. I think I am going to wait on Nimble. Even if it doesn't, I know we can get Nimble some other ways. Let's take Engineer Paladin while we have the chance. We'll try to give her Nimble through an item or a or a follower of some sort. All right, let's go to this witch challenge here. An excavation tent, and a girl with lab-coated glasses screams in terror and trembles in fear, but Yvonne is a smoozer extraordinaire. The researcher calms down and is convinced you're here to help her. She shares some information with you, which was probably classified. I mean, I'm sure we won't use that for nefarious ends, right? And Yvonne has leveled up, and I do want to give her Beguiler Astonishing. I think giving her all the Beguiler perks as quickly as possible, not only is that good because they each give her 2 speech power, but that will come in handy later. Just for talking to people. It was already coming in handy a couple of times. Alright. Another encounter, maybe? Yep, aggressive-looking men. Let's go. And Yvonne is already up to almost 40 speech power, which is pretty insane. We'll try to give her some items that will increase her speech power even more. And just throw it through the roof as soon as we can. Not quite there. Do we have someone who can excite? Yes, it's min-jeong. Okay. I was hoping we'd have someone else who could excite, but min-jeong will work. We'll excite Hatise here. And that will let Hatise now have enough power to take this guy out with 1 hit. And hopefully Yvonne can take one out with 1 hit without the buff, because she has such high speech at the moment. She certainly can with Deride, I bet. She doesn't even need Deride. We'll just do it with a normal attack. And Yvonne is now only 1 level away from getting that double attack, which is going to be great. Very excited for that. Alright. And we'll do this, and just finish off this guy. Like, you can see why I have this impression. I mean, I know it's buffed up by the 10 speech we already got added to her, but I have this impression of Yvonne as being a very, very powerful speaker. And it's because of stuff like this. Okay, and min-jeong has leveled up, which is nice. Now Yvonne lost some armor because we're out of supplies already, but that's okay. Archaeologist Legends or Diplomat Etiquette, and I think we'll take the Legends. We already have a Beguiler. Now, obviously, Beguilers and Diplomats are not entirely interchangeable. We've run into situations before that would be easy with a Beguiler that are like half as good with a Diplomat, but they do to some degree overlap. Alright, let's keep going. I don't mind taking the debuffs for this first mission. A faint glare by a rock formation, and a stash from some local bandits. We'll take that collect, sure. Hatise loses some armor, but let's go grab some supplies and stop the bleeding. Alright, 3 supplies. That should be enough to save me for the rest of the expedition here. An abandoned shack, we'll search it. And some jewelry, okay. And 1 more encounter. Ah, the sheep. We are definitely going to fight the sheep over some grass like we always do. Grass is important. You know, I'm not currently living in a house. I live in an apartment, so I don't have a lawn to deal with. But I did grow up with a lawn at my parents' house, and grass is a serious deal. If you get the wrong type, if you plant it wrong, you let it sit in the wrong way for too long, all of those things will very, very quickly cause... Why did I do that friendly? I'm supposed to be devious here. I just forgot. We're going to try to get to devious as soon as possible. All those things really affect both the feel and the look of your lawn. And you should hear people, like, go into Home Depot sometimes, if you have a Home Depot where you're from. I don't know how global Home Depot is. It might be American only. Lowe's? Is that even more American? I don't know. Go to a yard supply store and go to, like, the lawn section and just hang out for a little while if you have extra time. I know that seems weird, but if you happen to be there to buy something, just listen. And you'll hear people arguing the semantics of this type of grass species over this type, and why this type is better than this type, and this type feels more natural, but this type takes too much water. And you know, that was a big deal growing up where I did, which is I'm originally from San Diego, and we have very strict rules about how much you're allowed to water a lawn. So you needed grass that didn't take much water to look good, but at the same time had a good feel and didn't scuff up your knees when you fell on it, and it wasn't too invasive. Like crabgrass, for instance, looked very, very nice, didn't take any water really at all, but it was extremely invasive. It would take over every other plant in the area, and it would be very hard to get rid of. If you ever wanted to replace it with something that looked a little nicer. Yeah, anyway. Okay, King Edward's Tomb. And they're going to throw Amir at us. Come on, Amir. Now, Amir is a devious character, and we are a devious team, so we will match up very evenly. Alright. And we are working on our devious champion. We are 1 pip away, so we're going to have to make sure we solve this one devious in the end. But, you know what? I'm going to start it aggressive. Because I can take out 3 and hurt Amir all at the same time, and that is just too good to pass up. And then we'll come over here, and I could just kill Amir on this turn, but that would mean we don't get the devious encounter, and I do want that devious encounter. So instead, we will take a couple turns to get rid of some mooks in devious ways. There we go. Each turn we spend in a devious attitude will increase our devious bar, which is good. And as long as we spend this turn in devious and next turn in devious, and then finish off Amir that way, should be able to finish the whole encounter as a devious team. Does that sound devious enough to you? I'm just gonna say devious a couple more times until it sinks in that that's what we're doing. Oh, actually, that was unfortunate. We still got it though, because we just spent that turn in the right mood set. But I didn't think she would do that much damage. Alright, there's our first points for Devious Champion. Very good. Okay, let's get our treasure here. A checklist and some gold. And all crew members gain speech permanently increased by 1. Very nice. That will put Yvonne at an even 40. The crew quickly turns to the mysterious checklist. Let's see what we got. A treasure held by the locals, 1 near the dangerous cliffs, and 1 near the tomb. Now, we very rarely do the one by the locals. Let's do that. We have a diplomat. Or beguiler, I should say. Beguiler. That gives us a better chance for the Heliodor. Is that what we want? No, we want the Saxon Golden Hordes. Let's try for the Saxon Gold. Maybe that's in the... That was probably at the cliffs, I'm guessing. It is, but we only have a 55% chance, which is a little low for my taste. So I guess we will do the locals. One in the tomb is the sword, which is good for an aggressive team. We'll convince the locals here. Yvonne manages to convince them to help us instead, and let's see what we get. I would love to get the horse anyway. We didn't. We got the Heliodor. All right. So this is the one for study, which unfortunately is not going to be that great for us, but extra gold and research from discovery may not be a terrible idea. It's gold, at least. Like, that's what we're going for, right? Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, let's go meet the Emperor, except we're not going to meet the Emperor because we don't care. We won't tell him that, but... So, overall devious, very good. And we had one treasure that wasn't so good for us, and one treasure that was amazing for us. So I guess I can't complain in the end. 50-50. And we did not get our extra 2 insight for having 50 collect or more. We only had 21. But still, 21's pretty good for the first mission. Not bad at all. And we're going to decline to meet the end. Alright, membership for +2 supplies. Alright, and we are going to do the overworld map next time. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please put a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more like this in the future. And check out my Twitter if you want live updates on the channel and possibly to see news on it in the future. Maybe about future content. We'll see how that goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.